Welcome to Pep's Corner. All you guys out there who run fanzines will know the hell it really takes. I mean, it's not only getting the interview, it's the finished product, dealing with the writers, the photographers. Britt Collins of Lime Lizard never ever called her magazine a fanzine. Perhaps that was her first step to success. Now they've gone from a distribution of 1,000 to 5,000 and consequently 50,000 distribution through Time Out and a sponsorship with Rolling Rock Beer. Since these guys are coming to your area soon with a 20-date tour including bands like Jane's Addiction, 808 State, Throwing Muses, Transmission thought it was time to take a look at what's going on. Sorry you can't see the lizard's face, but it's shy.
Basically a two-part interview. It's a 9-page spread in this issue that comes out this week, and the following issue there's 10 or 11 pages. It's very in-depth, it's very personalized. It was a 3.5-hour interview. He talks about things that he doesn't normally talk about. It's very personalized, things about Mary and guilt and death and aging. There's also in-depth interviews with Jane's Addiction, Soup Dragons. There's an interview with the director of Hellraiser and Nightbreed, Clive Barker. It's quite interesting. And I've discovered quite a lot of things about Clive Barker which I wasn't aware of. There's new bands like Ocean Color Scene, Alice Donut, Babes in Toyland. It's quite a good edition, really.
You're still covering films and books, as you did in the earlier issue.
In fact, our literature section is expanding tremendously. We have short stories, as we always have. In this particular edition, there's 2 short stories from Kevin Coyne's collection. Kevin Coyne's a musician and a writer. And there's book reviews, but we're covering film much more extensively now. And in the issue to follow, we're going to have an extensive interview with Costa Gravis, the director of Music Box, Jessica Lange's new film. So it's going to be quite diverse, actually. The Lime Lizard is entirely indie, as it's always intended to be
independent as regards music, rather than as labels go. And obviously we cover bands who are on major labels, but they're what we would term the alternative music. That's an important point, because otherwise people think, oh, you're just into the the independent label scene, which is not the case. And we've been going for about 2 years now, so almost exactly 2 years. While we've gradually been building ourselves up, suddenly last year there was this great flood of monthlies came out from the established stable, because their circulation for their weeklies was going down, particularly Sounds, and they needed some way of moving into another area. but that hasn't affected us at all, and we don't think it will.
You get a piece of the action. You got the most fashionable Beth James theme. You get a piece of the action.
Where's my thing? I kept for myself and nobody else. Where's my thing? Away from my thing. Let me keep you Well, where's my thing?
I mean, presentation is very important to us. I think we'd like to sort of become a breaking ground for excellent photographers.
What about writers?
Well, writers as well. But, I mean, one thing about Lime Lizard is we don't have sort of a house style. We have a variety of clashing styles. I'd like to sort of have writers nurture their own individual styles.
The writers don't follow the same way or attitude of writing popular, the established music press, which is what we try and push as our particular brand of alternative journalism. There's a little less of the pretentiousness there, as well as being a breaking ground for the writers. We're also a breaking ground for the new music, which we feel tends to get not so much passed over by the press, but it's the way in which it's done, the so-called hype and so on. Some of we try and be a little more
Irreverent.
yes, both. Well, it's a question of a little more honesty.
Never thought this day would end. Never thought tonight could ever be this close to me.
Going back to one of the reasons Lime Lizard started, which is, well, 50% Robert Smith, my hero. I think Robert Smith is also the reason that it's continued, because after the Sonic Youth issue, I became disillusioned and tired of doing it. I mean, you can well imagine it's really frustrating and difficult, and it involves a great deal of hard work, which people aren't aware of, and I was sort of at my breaking point, and I decided, even after sort of we got the backing and the sponsorship, I was fed up with it, and the Cure interview came along, and it sort of gave me a renewed enthusiasm and inspiration, which I had lost, actually. So it was quite important that we got the Cure interview, otherwise the Lime Lizard might not have continued.
My ears might have fallen off from all the phone calls as well.
Everybody needs somebody. Everybody's got something to say. Everybody needs somebody. But I think that love can slip away. Beg of them out of my bag trim. It may have one sunny gem. I'd really like to be more than I'm cold. Away from that style, Robinson Crusoe. It's mine, mine oh mine.
The 20-date live tour is in conjunction with Rolling Rock. It's part of the sponsorship agreement. And some of the bands that we have on the tour are Jane's Addiction, Throwing Muses, 808 State, Birdland, Cud, quite a good variety of bands.